Hello everyone, and welcome to the second part of my support decks guide in Wargame Red Dragon. You saw, well, the previous one, the NATO support deck, and this one is the Soviet one, with Soviet units only, not packed, Soviet. Now, this one is, I would say, a lot more effective than the previous one. And also, I would say that this one is, to a point, broken, and probably should need a nerf, because I'm going to speak about it in a second. Anyway, this one is actually extremely useful in 4v4s as well as in 10v10s. Just stick to a player, support him, and nothing will stop you. And the gameplay is slightly different from the one in the US deck because the US deck has the Apaches, which are probably the most effective weapon you have, and most of the games are mostly microing your Apache and getting the best things you can do with them. Also ATGMs, etc. But this one is essentially different because it gets access to very different weapons. So let's move on and comment on the units. Logistics, pretty much the same as in the American one, a command tank and a command APC. 2 FOBs, 2 ME26, and 3 Ural trucks. Pretty straightforward. Infantry, very much the same as in the case of the Americans, but this one is a slightly different one. Because with the Russians we get access to the Gornostrelsky, which is line infantry with a heck of an ATGM, the Merisem, and we have access to very good ATGM units. So I have one card of Gornostrelsky and one card of Concours M ATGMs. Also, I have two cards of AA missiles in Iglas, Igla M and Igla, and one card of Motostrelsky, light infantry in empty LVB, two Carpisonin and two Cobra flanks, all that stuff. Support. Now, support is very close in its concept to the American one, but is way more effective. And it's way more effective because of the tools you have. You have a much better killing mortar, which is the non-ISBK. We have a straight up mortar, the Basilisks, which is going to give fast answer fire and lay smoke screens. You have a Uragan, which is rocket artillery, extremely useful to mass stun and kill stuff. Usually you want to use them from minimum range, but they can be really effective from the spawn if you call them from there. And one card of Malkas to snipe enemies if needed to. I usually almost never use my Malkas, to be honest. And then AA in the form of two Tunguska M's, which I run 99% of the time with the radar AA guns switched off. 8 book M1s and 6 Strela 10s. So you can see the main strength, the main part of this deck is the AA suit. I mean, I get 2 mortars, 1 long range sniping artillery, and 1 rocket artillery. Tanks. We don't get MBT-70s, which I would get, honestly, is a hell of a tank. But we get T-62 MB-1s, which are pretty good tanks on their own. They have a long range, a decent gun for its range and its cost, and Arcan ATGMs with huge range and very good AP power. Also very high accuracy. So this is a very effective anti-tank unit. Recon, we go with a Razvedka in helicopters, 6 ME2s, and Vehicle Recon. The BRM 1K with exceptional optics. This really is a good unit indeed. And the PT-71 with very good optics. For the case we lose all the BRM 1Ks to have some backup recon in form of a good vehicle. As you can see, the recon is much better in the Soviet case. With the Americans we only get the infantry and a very good jeep, very good optics jeep. With the Russians we get very good chopper, very good optic infantry, exceptional optics vehicle, very good optics vehicle. So you are much better in doing recon. Vehicles, and this is where this thing goes downhill or uphill, depends on how you look at it. BMPTs, brutal weapons. These things are absolutely amazing. They rip infantry to pieces. They are still credible against tanks if they catch it at very close range because of the autocannon. 70 points as well. You get 6 of them. Brutal weapon. 6 concourse ATMs, very similar in their task to the LAB-AT in the case of the American deck. And the problem with this deck, you can have up to 2 cards of Buratinos, and this weapon is doom for the enemy. Seriously, it is. And if you get 4 of those, you can essentially keep a constant train of 1 Buratino fighting, 1 going back to refuel from ME26, 1 going up from the ME26 to take the fighting spot, and the fighting 1. So you can be cycling 4 to keep a constant fire on the enemy. And that's broken as shit. This should be limited to 1 card of Buratinos, essentially. But still, well, you get access to 2, so it's a little bit stupid not to use 2 cards of them. Actually, if you are not a tryhard, just delete one of them and use 1 card of 2, which is more than enough to do the job for you. Next, helicopters, and this is where this deck struggles in comparison with the NATO one, because you don't get Apaches and nothing close to that. Still, I have 2 cards of 8 ME4 AVs each. This is for extreme cases of I need to cover a flank, I need to stop those Falcon Jagger who are trying to sneak on me on the mountains, etc. They have 96 rockets, so it's a Terminator anti-infantry unit, and they get Malice Piece, which are crappy 80 gems, but still, well, it's worth something. Very, very, very inexpensive, so they are pretty much throwaway units. And finally, the air. In the air, I again do the same concession as I did with the Americans. I don't get any MiG-25 VM. I don't get any SEAD at all. Instead, I get 2 air superiority fighters, the Su-27PU, which is absolutely brutal, and the Yak 141, which is a very inexpensive, very good fighter unit for openers. They have 2 Fire and Forget medium range, extremely good weapons, and they have 2 short range, extremely good air missiles. Also, they have the cannon with 40% accuracy, which is huge. They are not the most maneuverable thing around, but they are still very capable fighters. And then I use MiG-29Ms. Now this is weird because this is a unit I don't have in high esteem, but again, this is a support deck, and this is a very good unit for a support deck. You have 4 cluster 500 kilogram bombs. I have 4 radar fire and forget missiles with 60% accuracy. So this can both bomb in a pinch some enemy armored units, and it can use to a fallback fighter in case you lose some of your Su-27s or Yak 141s. So it's kind of an ace in my sleeve in case I lose more of my fighters and I need more of them. And finally, the Su-25T, which is pretty much a must for any Soviet deck. 16 Vickers missiles which fire at a huge rate of fire, armored all around, extremely resilient to enemy AA, and 2 Fire and Forget extremely good air missiles, on top of a very good cannon with 4 AP power. This thing is basically an destroyer of tanks. So this, if you spot I don't know M1A2, if you spot a Challenger 2, if you spot some really strong armor, just throw one of them to them and the armor is going to be gone. So yeah, that's the deck. That's what is built around, and let's see how it plays. So here we are. Okay, as you can see, we have a Recon BRM, a Recon Infantry, some ATGMs in empty LBBs, and especially the Tunguskas. The Tunguskas are the most important thing at the beginning of the battle because helicopter choppers are so common. So we are going to support this 11111 guy. I don't know who he is, but he seems to be going right. So let's go with him. Let's move our recon up. Switch off the radar in our Tunguskas. Order them to take good positions. BRM is going to move up there, and the AJ is going to go here, and the ATMs are going to go here as well. As you can see, I left a command vehicle behind. Again, support is what you are supposed to do. Now let's move this even more forward and put them there. Okay, we have the first Black Hawks. Let's unload this already. And move it into cover. Meanwhile, move this back. Move the AA here. Concourse here. Tunguskas here. Okay, so far so good. Everything going pretty well. And we can see, okay, group here, group here. I'm taking notes of where the enemy is because I'm going to call for oh, those are a lot of radar guided missiles. I'm going to call for some units of Buratinos soon enough. Okay. Those are gone. Let's move the anti-air to a different spot so they don't get sniped. There goes another Black Hawk. Want to move this here. Okay, some stuff coming here, no big deal. Let's move the concourse where they should be, which is here. And these Tunguskas up here. Okay, our concourse are doing a pretty good job. Alrighty. Ooh, AMX tanks there. These concourse are going to do a nice job out of those radar guided things. Let's hide the BRM because the light riflemen are there. Okay, time for Buratino. Okay, those AMX are going to be dead in no time. One less, and we have just one missile left, which is going to be a problem, to be honest. But not before we got that one. Okay, let's call back the BRM. Well, that TADU might be good to do some stuff there. Meanwhile, the Buratino is going to put a lot of flames here. I'm going to lose the BRM probably. Okay, let's bring some logistics to resupply that. Well, we made it away. That's good. Let's switch off the cannon. And let's move the Tunguskas back. Buratino shooting. Look at that, look at that, look at that. And move the Buratinos out of the way. Let's call for something to resupply it. An Mi-26. Let's move the Buratino here. Arbar coming is going to bomb the position of the Buratino, but the Buratino is no longer there. And is going to die because of all of our AA. Now let's move the Tunguskas out of the way because we don't want any surprises here. Look at all that stuff in the burning position. Okay, let's call for a second Buratino. Ooh, actually, let's go for the Tunguska out of there. There you go. Inside. Hide inside. Cool. Okay, Buratino here. Maybe we're going to need some of my ultra cheap, crappy helicopters here. Switch the radar message of this on. Concourse here are going to do a nice job here. There you go. And now I'm going to play flames there. Going to kill that truck there. Well, if I can, because these missiles are crap, but maybe one of them hits. Alright, both of them did. No supplies for you. And now Buratino here is going to unload and we are going to move back. Meanwhile, on concourse, our concourse are going to move forward. Urals are empty. Our recon unit is going to move forward as well. Let's call for the cargo trucks back. Okay, we have planes here coming. Another airbark, which is going to bomb where the Buratino was. But again, the Buratino is not there. Another dead plane. And nothing was there. Because of course I'm not stupid enough to leave my Buratinos at the same place where they fired from. Okay, let's move the BRM up. This one is ready, let's move the Buratino up. This one is reloading. And we are going to need some, maybe concourse here. We want to keep this place without any movement at all. Next burst of Buratinos is going to be here, by the way. Let's move the Rasud cap. Okay, these Marines probably are going to die. But these SRTV are a problem. So I'm going to put a lot of flames there. Still is reloading, so I'm going to hold fire. Ooh, lots of stinkers there. Okay, absolutely we have to flame that position. And hope that these units can hold on their own. We are winning by a wide margin here. Okay, these Buratinos are almost ready. Let's call for some BMPTs. 4 of them, actually in twos. There's some mortars coming from here. Okay, we are going to need some infantry to come from the mountains. Actually in groups of 2 again. Okay, let's... They are still not ready. There's a lot of AA here, artillery there. No. This is the place where I have to put the flames. Okay, they are already reloaded. Let's move the Tunguska up. And this one as well. And this is going to move back. These units are going to move forward. These units are going to move forward. These units are going to move forward. This Black Hawk, this longbow there is about to die. There you go. Oh, I have the radar switched on in those. Okay, Buradino should be moving back. There you go, yeah. Now I'm going to call for my own mortars. Have 4 nonas, which I'm going to use as soon as I see more. There you go, here they are. I'm going to move these Buradinos up, these Buradinos down. Move this back. Where are my ME4s? Nanas and Sikis. Okay, let's start moving the BMPTs and the Concours ATGMs. There's a Roland here, so I have to be careful with my helicopters. Can't simply use them like that. Okay. Lots of units there. My nonas are my Buradino is going to flame all this place, and my nonas is going to finish it off. Okay, Nana Sansiki there is being destroyed. Come on, Buratino. Good flames there. Okay, we have an M60 there. We have to take care of that. 2 of them actually. One is destroyed, the other one is going to follow suit very soon. There you go. And all these mortars are no longer. Okay, let's move the BMPTs. And move the Buratino back. Move the Nonas. Bring another ME26. Bring this back to reload. Bring those trucks up to support these forces. Ooh, look at that. There's actually really nice support. Where are my Uragans? One of them here. Perfect. This Buratino is already reloaded, but probably will take some time before it can actually shoot. BMPTs are destroying what's left of the mortars, which is still quite some mortars, to be honest. Let's move the Tunguskas up. Switch the radar on, they have very few missiles left. And now we are going to lose this Motostreski. Okay, our Uragan is there, almost ready. Let's put a whole rocket strike there. Well, I'm going to lose the BMPTs probably. Yeah. Okay, they are coming in for the kill. They are getting really greedy, and my Tunguska There you go. And the MPTs are safe. Tunguska's destroy them. Let's move the Motostreski in. Going to go for tanks, proper tanks. Concourse there have no ammo left. Okay, let's put some mortar strike. They are advancing. So let's put some mortars there. Where's my other Tunguska? I'm going to move it here. Concourse, they are going to advance here. Ooh, we have still mortars here, so I'm going to try to get them. Alright, these concourse are out of ammo and I really need them to reload. Mi-26 here. Motostreski are still alive. The MPTs are really damaged. They are going to move into cover. Okay, we need our Iglas to move forward. My concourse to move here. T-62s. Oh, the BMPTs are really wreaking havoc on those guys. There you go. Okay, let's hide these guys. Actually, let's pull them back. We have T-72Us coming, which are going to be super useful. Oh, this concourse finally are resupplying. Now let's move the BMPTs up. Concourse have not even half the ammunition count we need. Alright. 20 missiles should be enough. Let's move up and support these guys. Small unit coming. There's no line of sight there. I'm going to move the concourse to another position. Okay, BMPTs have to back down. Come on, why can't I get some clear sight? Where are my Mi-4s? Mi-4s here. Let's move the Mi-4s up. I lost sight. Nice. BMPTs are out of ammunition. Let's bring them back. And let's bring an Su-25. Meanwhile, my Buratinos should be ready to fire. So let's then bring them forward. M62s are closing, so let's move them forward as well. Ooh, there's a chaparral there. Crap. Let's put some fire there. There you go. Okay, let's put it out because I know there's a chaparral here. I don't want to lose anything. There you go. Okay, Nanas and Sikis, those are armored transports. I want to kill all the infantry before they can get into a problematic position. Where's my other Burarino? Oh, there. Let's move it forward as well. Okay, this Buratino is going to flame the hell out of that position. And then, of course, he's going to move back. Like here. There you go. Meanwhile, I have a beautiful Uragan here. Oh, he's still not reloaded. Crap. Well, I can call for another one, which is going to come really handy. Uragan support. Uragan, where are you? Here. Let's put it here. Also, let's call for a commandant to put it here. Let's contest this area. Nighthawk. Yeah, spot that. Okay, let's back this up. First Buratino is moving up, second Buratino is moving forward, and this time he's going to put flames here. Meanwhile, I have Tunguskas here. They should give these Arbars a room for the money. There you go. Let's move the Tunguskas up. Also, let's move these Tunguskas a little bit up. These guys are still panicked, so I'm going to hold on them for a second until I can actually move them. So one Uragan is here, the other one is here. Let's use it to blast the hell out of whatever's here. Ooh, longbow. Okay. Okay, we really need the glass up. Buratino to move back as soon as he's done fighting. This way they won't be able to call for reinforcements easily enough. Okay, let's move the Tunguskas up. We really need to destroy that longbow. Come on, Tunguska. Let's call for more tanks. We're going to need them. Meanwhile, this Tunguska up. And this one here. Okay, this Uragan is on firing. The other one should be ready. But no need to use it right now. I'm going to move my T-62 and try to jump across. What happens? Game froze for a second. Oh, thankfully it was nothing serious. Well, what essentially happened was that I got a blue screen and my computer froze and I had to reboot it, which is something that is happening a lot lately. Anyway, this game was mostly won. Look at the total score. This is the kill list of the record. As you can see, we were 3,000 points away from winning the game. As for my kills, 3,052 versus 555 losses. The guy I was supporting, 2,292 versus 200. The kill list is pretty insane, as you're going to see. This is how you use a support deck. And I have to say, the BMPDs have a field day, by the way. It's pretty obvious to see. And this is how you use a support deck. I have to say that without a doubt, the Soviet support deck is much more useful and powerful than the NATO one, especially because of the presence of the Buratino, and especially because you get 4 of those, so you can essentially keep a constant firing of Buratinos. You move one to the front, fire with it, back it to an Mi-26 while another one moves forward, fires, another one moves forward, fires. You can keep a cycle of them firing constantly, and that's broken as crap. Anyway, as you can see, there's nothing that can stop a good support deck supporting a good player. That 111 guy was actually pretty good. So, well, I hope you enjoy, guys. I hope you have fun. I hope you really learn that support decks are not supposed to fire from spawn. They are supposed to support other players. Thank you very much for watching, and see you later.